Welcome to today's edition of the ever-exciting Family Intimacy Daily Devotional, FIDD, produced by one of the world's most respected marriage and family intimacy counselors, Bishop Charles and Reverend Carol Igili. The topic for today's devotional is Your First Child. In many families, the firstborn child naturally occupies a unique and important position. However, we have observed that sometimes some firstborn children can become a bit overbearing if they are not properly guided. They may begin to overuse their position as the eldest to dominate their younger siblings. For example, some firstborn children may constantly command their younger brothers and sisters around the house. They may shout at them, send them on errands in a disrespectful way, or even order them to do personal tasks like washing their clothes. When such behaviors begin to appear, it is very important for parents to address them immediately. Parents should not ignore these early signs. If a child grows up believing that being the firstborn gives them the right to bully or dominate others, that mindset can follow them into adulthood. A child who is allowed to grow up with that mentality may later become domineering in other environments. For instance, when they find themselves older than colleagues in the workplace or holding a leadership position, they may misuse their authority and treat others unfairly. This is why parents must intentionally teach their firstborn children the proper meaning of leadership and responsibility. Parents should sit such a child down and explain that being the firstborn is not a license to command people harshly or trample on the rights of others. Instead, it is a position that calls for maturity, responsibility, and good example. If this behavior is corrected early, the child will grow up understanding that leadership is about service and care, not superiority. If not corrected, however, such children may grow into adults who become high-handed bosses at work, harsh leaders in other environments, or even tyrannical spouses in marriage, especially if they are older than their partners. Therefore, it is important for parents to guide their firstborn children carefully and lovingly. Teach them values such as mutual respect, responsibility, humility, kindness, and leadership by example. Let them understand that being the firstborn means helping to support the family, caring for younger siblings, and setting a positive example for others to follow. In this way, the firstborn child becomes not a bully, but a role model within the family. Prayer for the day. Lord, give me the wisdom and understanding needed to raise my children rightly, starting with my firstborn. Help me to teach them the values that will guide them to become responsible and loving individuals. I believe you have been blessed with today's devotional, so don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our daily devotionals.
I delight greatly in you. My soul rejoices and sings, for you took my empty life and filled it with every good